What's up everybody, my name is Zach, welcome to my channel. Today I want to do a review of my MacBook Pro. This is a 2014 model, so I've had it for about 4.5 years-ish. I've been using MacBooks for about 10 years now, over the course of 2 computers. My first one was a 2009 model that was pretty much top of the line at that time. Then in 2014 I bought a new one and I upgraded to just a better one in general. This one was also top of the line when bought. Now I say that it's the top of the line, but compared to like a PC, you know how that goes. Top of the line Apple, you're basically paying for like a premium on the build quality, and just in minor things like that, not really performance. PCs are way more performance oriented, so take that what you will. I love these MacBooks. Well, first I want to start with the specs of my machine right here. It's a 15-inch Retina model. It's got a 2.5 gigahertz Core i7 processor. It's got 16 gigabytes of 1600 megahertz DDR3 memory. It's got a 500 gigabyte SSD in it. And it's got the NVIDIA GeForce GT 750M, which is a 2 gigabyte card in it. It's a 15.4 inch display with 2880 by 1800 pixels. So it's a Retina model 15 inch. Now my computer came with a 2.5 gigahertz processor, but I believe there was an upgrade from that, maybe like a 2.7, which cost probably another $300, and I didn't do that on my machine. This one's worked fine, more than fine for me for this long now, so I'm glad I didn't do that. But just remember, there is one more upgrade of this year model that I didn't get. Moving over to the build quality, this thing is just made out of aluminum. It's very, very simple and minimalistic. Not much to it. Now I've had this computer in a case since day one, so it's in excellent shape. I love how thin it is and small it is out of the case, because it's a really, really sleek looking laptop. I love it. It's really, really, really comfortable. Even the lines around the edge are sharp, but they're not, like razor sharp. So it's still comfortable to hold and really very comfortable to use. Now, since mine's been in a case since the day I got it, I don't know how these rubber feet hold up on the bottom. I know on previous computers, especially like the old, like HPs and stuff I had growing up as a kid, the feet always ended up coming off over time, and that's really annoying because you get the tilt of your laptop, and then you'll lose all the stickiness that it has. But I would assume these hold up fairly well, because I've never seen anybody complaining about that on the internet or anything, and these computers are everywhere, so I would assume that's not a problem. Now open it up on the inside. The aluminum carries over the entire body, so around your keys it's aluminum. The only place it doesn't have it is around the bezels, which that's integrated into the screen, so you won't need aluminum there. The hinge is very nice. After using this thing every day for about 4.5 years now, this thing still works like it did the day I opened it out of the box. So, you're paying a lot of money for these laptops, but you're really getting your money's worth out of that, especially with the MacBooks. I have zero complaints on these things as far as the way it's built and how it holds up over time. Let's look at the ports. So on the driver's side, you got your power input right here where your magnetic power connects. You got 2 Thunderbolt ports, which I don't believe I've ever used. I don't own anything that's Thunderbolt. You've got a USB 3 and a headphone input. Now onto the other side, you've got one more USB 3 input. You've got an HDMI output, and you've got an SD card reader. In my opinion, it's the perfect amount of ports and the perfect setup of ports that you could ever have. Now I know that these Thunderbolts are getting a lot more popular nowadays than they used to be, but all these ports on the whole machine can be ran through Thunderbolt as long as you have the right adapter. So them are very, very powerful inputs that you could have on your computer. One thing I want to note is the power cable connector right here and the USB 3 ports have held up for that long, and I plug something into them every day. Either I charge the machine with the power cord. I'm on my second one, by the way, but that's for another video. And I have usually a USB SSD plugged in to edit videos with every day. And on top of headphones and everything else that's USB powered, ripping them out, tangling them up, these ports are still holding up. And I think it's because the outer edge of it is built into this aluminum chassis. So even though you got a little bit of wiggle, it's very firm around the outside. I think that is why it's holding up for so long. But I can't stress it enough how well this thing is built and how well it holds up over time. So when I was looking to buy my second MacBook Pro, I knew I wanted to upgrade on the performance side, and I knew I wanted something that's just easy to use, just like my first one. I like the 15-inch model, so I went with that again. I like having that extra, screen real estate to work with. A 13-inch model is kind of pushing it for me because I like to multitask. So having a wider screen helps me in that area. So I wanted something, for one thing, was easy to surf the web on, because that's just what I enjoy doing. I like learning, I like, reading about stuff, and just, being on the internet in general, I like. So I wanted something that handles that very well and with ease. And I also wanted something that was powerful enough to, do these videos, because 4 years ago, I didn't know I was gonna have a YouTube channel. I knew I wanted one day, and I never thought I could, man up and do it. But I wanted something that was future-proof, that would allow me to edit my videos and, do anything I wanted to looking further down the road. Now, speaking of it being easy to use, man, it's great. This thing is so, easy to open up, get going, portable. I never have to shut it down. I'll tell you how many times I shut it down, about once every month and a half or 2 months. I keep tabs open on it 24/7. I just, close the lid and put it in sleep mode, and it never ever loses performance that way. Now, your big applications running will definitely slow your performance down and obviously drain your battery life. But as far as just surfing the web, I just open and shut the lid for 2 months and it still works perfect. But I wanted something to be maintenance free. Now, everybody knows that Macs, don't get viruses. I've never had anything go wrong with my computer. So it's nice just to have something that I ain't got to put much effort into using. I just open it up, do it. Don't think about having to keep it up and, kind of like changing the oil in it and all that good stuff. I like how it's just easy to maintain. Now, to go over some things that I think it excels at, the screen is amazing. I love the screen. I'd like to see in the next rendition of the MacBook Pro maybe a 4K display, which is a little bit, more pixel density than the Retina has. I'm seeing a lot of them on PCs. I've also considered that. Let's not talk about that right now. I think the port selection on this laptop is perfect. It's ideal for like a content creator like myself, or anybody that deals with a lot of inputs and outputs a lot. I think this is the perfect setup that you could have. It's got everything. I think the build quality is great on it, and I think just the overall usability is, cannot be touched. It's untouched. Now, out of all the good things that I love about this laptop, there's really only about one negative that I see with this machine, and that is that over time, me using it every day for about 4.5 years, I'm starting to see my battery life drain just a little bit faster than it used to. Now, I know that that's common, that happens, and I'm fine with it. But that's about the only thing that I'm seeing changing with this machine after that long of use. And I'm talking about heavy use, especially with the past year, editing videos and dealing with big files and just working on it constantly. Either photo editing, video editing, browsing the web, it's just always on. I think that's why the battery's starting to go. But that is really the only complaint that I have about everything. So moving forward, I recommend this computer to anybody. If you currently own an older MacBook Pro, or you're wanting a little bit better MacBook Pro than you already have, I think this is an excellent choice. A 2014 model, 15, 16, all of them probably are about the same. Now, if you get into the brand new ones, depends on what you're doing, that can be kind of like a toss-off right there, because you're losing all your ports and having to buy adapters. But I think this is the ultimate laptop of its time, and I'm super happy to still own it and still use it every day. It does what I need it to do, and I couldn't ask for hardly anything else. In the future, I want to upgrade. I'm actually waiting on a new one to come out so I can upgrade. I want a little bit more performance and basically just battery life. I know the screen's a little bit better, the brightness a little bit better on the new ones. All the minor things that you don't need, but I've hit my limit now. I try to upgrade about every 4 years, and I'm going on 5 here soon with this laptop. And I believe that is going to wrap up my MacBook Pro review after being about a 10-year user. If you liked the video, leave me a like rating. Comment down below if you want to talk or have any questions about the laptop or anything in general. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. See ya.